The alarm screams. It's a violent, digital tear in the fabric of your sleep before your conscious mind has fully rebooted, before your feet have even considered the cold shock of the floor. An ancient, primal instinct takes over. But it's not an instinct for survival. It's an instinct that has been carefully engineered, installed in you over the last decade. Your hand, moving with a will of its own, snakes out from under the warmth of the covers. It finds the smooth, cold glass of your smartphone. You tell yourself a simple, innocent lie, the first of many you will tell yourself today. You're just checking the time. You're just turning off the alarm. But you and I both know that's not true. Your thumb unlocks the screen, and the world rushes in. A blinding, unfiltered torrent of information floods your still groggy mind. Notifications explode like cognitive landmines. Emails from a boss who is already demanding your energy. Text messages from friends with their own dramas. Breaking news alerts designed to trigger your fight or flight response. And then, the infinite scroll. The perfectly curated lives of strangers. The manufactured outrage of the day, the endless stream of opinions you never asked for. 10 minutes pass, then 20. You are no longer in your bedroom. You are lost in a digital labyrinth, a passenger in a reality constructed by algorithms whose only goal is to keep you scrolling. What you don't realize is that a profound chemical transaction has just occurred within your body. Your cortisol levels, the hormone of stress, have spiked. Your brain, which was supposed to be gently transitioning from a state of rest to a state of focused awareness, has instead been thrown into a state of reactive chaos. You have just trained your mind, in the most plastic and suggestible moments of its day, to crave distraction. You have taught it that the first priority is not your own thoughts, your own goals, or your own peace, but the urgent, chaotic demands of the outside world. Your focus for the rest of an entire day has been fundamentally compromised. It's been shattered into 1,000 tiny pieces before you've even had a glass of water. You lost the first battle of the day, and the sun has barely risen. This is the moment of surrender. It's a quiet, private defeat that happens in millions of bedrooms across the globe every single morning. 99% of people do this. They perform this ritual without a second thought. They call it waking up. They call it catching up. But the 1%, those who operate at the highest levels of focus, discipline, and achievement, they have a different name for it. They call it what it is: unconditional surrender to mediocrity. They understand that the first hour of the day is not a prelude. It is the entire war. And while you are willingly handing the enemy the keys to your mind, they are in their own quiet spaces, doing something entirely different. They are forging armor. They are building a mental fortress, brick by painstaking brick, preparing to meet the day on their own terms. You begin your day by inviting the Trojan horse inside your walls. They begin theirs by sharpening their swords. But here is the most insidious part of this daily surrender. It doesn't feel like a surrender at all. It feels necessary. It feels productive. This is the great trap, the master illusion that has ensnared billions. You tell yourself a story, a comforting lie to justify the weakness. You call it staying informed. You say you're just catching up on the news or checking work emails to get a head start. You might even convince yourself that you're connecting with loved ones. These are the sophisticated rationalizations of an addicted mind. A mind that has been taught to crave the shallow over the substantial. Let's be brutally honest with ourselves. What are you truly accomplishing? In those first 10, 20, or 30 minutes, are you solving global crises? Are you crafting your life's masterpiece? Or are you simply reacting? You are mainlining a cocktail of unfiltered, algorithmically chosen stimulus. You are absorbing other people's emergencies, other people's opinions, and other people's manufactured outrage before you've even had a chance to form one of your own. This isn't just a bad habit. It's a form of neurological self-sabotage. From the very first conscious second of your day, you are training your brain. You are teaching it a devastating lesson: that the most important things in the world exist outside of you. That your first instinct should be to seek external validation, to react to a notification, to answer a digital summons. You are conditioning your mind to be a servant, not a master. Think of your mind as a fortress that, over the night, has been repaired, its walls strengthened by the restorative power of sleep. The morning is your opportunity to post sentinels on those walls, to brief your generals, to plan the day's strategy from a position of unassailable strength. Instead, by reaching for that phone, you are doing the exact opposite. You are not just leaving the main gate unlocked. You are actively dismantling the fortress from the inside, brick by precious brick, before you've even had a sip of water. Every scroll is a crack in your mental armor. Every notification is a tiny, piercing arrow that breaches your defenses. The endless stream of information doesn't inform you. It overwhelms you. It doesn't prepare you. It paralyzes you. It triggers a low-grade state of anxiety and urgency, flooding your system with cortisol, the stress hormone. This isn't the focused, calm energy of a warrior preparing for a duel. It's the frantic, scattered panic of a civilian caught in crossfire. You believe you are gathering intelligence for the day's battles ahead, but in reality, you are arriving on the battlefield, having already been shot. You step out of bed, not with a clear mission, but with a mind cluttered by 1,000 irrelevant skirmishes that have nothing to do with your victory. The argument on social media, the flash sale from a brand you don't need, the catastrophic headline from a country thousands of miles away. These have all become your priority. You have allowed the trivial anxieties of the world to become your own, and in doing so, you have sacrificed the one thing that could have guaranteed your success: a sovereign mind. The illusion is that you are connecting with the world. The reality is that you are disconnecting from yourself. This battle for your morning, for the first conscious moments of your day, feels uniquely modern. It feels like a problem born of silicon and glass, a 21st century affliction, but it isn't. The war for the sovereignty of your own mind is as old as humanity itself. The weapons have changed, but the territory being fought over remains the same. Your attention, your focus, your will. 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers were the great generals in this internal war. They didn't have smartphones, but they had the same human brain you do, with all its vulnerabilities to distraction, anxiety, and the lure of the trivial. And they left us the strategy manual. Consider Marcus Aurelius. He was not just a philosopher. He was the emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on the planet. His day was filled with life and death decisions, political intrigue, and the pressures of leading an empire. Yet, his most important battle was the one he fought every single morning against his own mind. In his private journal, he wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." He did not write, "When you arise, check the latest reports from the Gallic Front on your notification tablet." He did not write, "Surrender your consciousness to the digital mob." His first act was to turn inward, to generate his own state of mind through gratitude and perspective. He understood that a mind fortified from within cannot be easily conquered from without. Your first act is to turn outward, to a device that immediately floods your consciousness with external demands, anxieties, and the manufactured priorities of others. You are inviting the enemy inside the gates before the sun has even risen. This leads us to the fundamental Stoic law of the morning. The first hour is the rudder of the day. Think about that image. A rudder is a tiny part of a massive ship, yet it dictates the vessel's entire direction. A small, deliberate movement of the rudder can change a ship's course by thousands of miles over a long journey. Your first 60 minutes are that rudder. In that hour, you either firmly grasp the controls and set a course for discipline, focus, and purpose, or you leave the rudder to drift. And when you let it drift, the chaotic currents of the world, the endless emails, the breaking news, the social media feeds, will seize it for you. They will steer your day toward reaction, distraction, and mediocrity. There is no middle ground. You either steer or you are steered. You either command your morning or your morning will command you. Another great Stoic, Seneca, diagnosed the core psychological poison of our modern condition perfectly. He said, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." Your phone is the ultimate engine of expectancy. Every time you pick it up, you are living in anticipation. You are waiting for the next email, the next like, the next message, the next hit of novel information. This state of constant low-grade waiting fragments your attention and pulls you out of the only reality you ever truly possess, the present moment. You lose the ability to think deeply, to feel genuinely, to simply be. You are not living. You are perpetually waiting to live. This is the addiction. It's not just about the time you lose scrolling. It's about the quality of the time you have left. By surrendering to expectancy the moment you wake up, you are training your brain to devalue the present, to always be looking for the next thing. You are losing today before it has even begun. The Stoics knew this was the path to a wasted life. They knew that true power, true authority, begins with conquering that first hour and reclaiming the present. They gave us the timeless principles. Now, we must turn those principles into an unbreakable protocol. The 1% do not hope for a good day. They command it. They do not cross their fingers and wish for focus. They architect it. The mental state you crave, the one of clarity, power, and impenetrable calm, is not a gift from the heavens. It is forged. It is built piece by piece, in the quiet darkness before the world wakes up. What follows is not a list of suggestions. It is not a collection of life hacks to be tried and discarded. This is your new protocol. This is the process for building your mental armor. It is non-negotiable, and it becomes effective immediately. 1. The phone quarantine. Your phone is a tool, not a companion. From this moment forward, it does not enter your bedroom. It will charge overnight in another room, far from your reach. Your bedroom is a sanctuary for recovery and rejuvenation, not a portal to the chaos of the digital world. The first thoughts that enter your mind upon waking must be your own. The last thoughts you have before sleeping must also be your own. By creating this physical boundary, you are severing the digital umbilical cord that feeds you anxiety and distraction. You are making a declaration that your consciousness is sovereign territory, no exceptions. 2. The pre-dawn rise. You will rise before the sun. The hours between 5 and 7 a.m. are what we call the victory hours. During this time, the world is quiet. The demands are few. The digital noise is at a minimum. This is your time. It is a strategic advantage you will grant yourself every single day. While others are hitting the snooze button, surrendering their precious willpower before they even open their eyes, you are seizing control. You are operating in the calm before the storm, sharpening your sword while the enemy sleeps. 3. The hydration protocol. Before a single thought of coffee or email, you will drink 1 full glass of water. Your body is a biological machine that has been in a state of dehydration for the last 6 to 8 hours. To ask it to perform, to ask your brain to fire with precision and clarity without first providing this essential fuel, is an act of self-sabotage. This is your first act of discipline for the day. It is simple, it is immediate, and it is a signal to your entire system that the day of performance has begun. You service the machine before you task it. 4. The cold exposure mandate. You will take a cold shower, a minimum of 60 seconds under the coldest water you can produce. This is not about hygiene. This is about mental conditioning. The initial shock will trigger a primal fight-or-flight response. Your mind will scream at you to stop, to seek comfort. You will not. You will breathe calmly and deliberately, and you will endure it. This practice trains your nervous system to handle stress. It teaches your mind, at a fundamental level, that you are in control of your reactions, not the other way around. You are deliberately choosing discomfort to build resilience. After 60 seconds of this, the trivial annoyances of your day will seem insignificant. 5. Stillness and silence. For 10 minutes, you will sit in silence. No phone, no music, no podcasts, no distractions. You will simply sit and observe your own thoughts. Do not try to stop them. Do not judge them. Just watch them, like clouds passing in the sky. This is not meditation for relaxation. This is reconnaissance. You are learning the landscape of your own mind. You are learning to separate yourself from the frantic chatter within. This practice builds the muscle of metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking. It is in this silence that you discover you are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. 6. The daily ledger. You will take a pen and a piece of paper and write down 2 things. 1. The most important thing that is fully within your control today. 2. One thing you are concerned about that is completely outside of your control. Then you will consciously redirect all of your energy and focus toward the former. This is the practical application of the Stoic dichotomy of control. It is a daily training regimen for your attention, teaching it to ignore the static and focus only on the signal that matters, on the levers you can actually pull. 7. Physical readiness. For 15 minutes, you will engage in physical exertion, push-ups, air squats, burpees, stretching. The specific exercise is irrelevant. The purpose is to awaken your body, to flood your system with endorphins, and to connect your mind to your physical form. You are reminding yourself that you are not just a brain floating in a vat. You are a complete organism, an instrument of action. A stagnant body cultivates a stagnant mind. By moving with intensity, you create a physiological state of readiness and power. 8. The mission brief. Finally, you will define your single most important task for the day, not a to-do list of 20 items. 1. The single objective that, if accomplished, will make the day a victory. You will write it down. This clarity eliminates decision fatigue and provides a North Star for your efforts. Your armor is now forged. Your mind is clear. You have your mission. Now, your day can begin. Your old life of morning weakness, of digital surrender and fractured focus ends tonight. That person who reached for their phone before their ambition, who let the world's noise dictate their inner peace, will be a memory by sunrise. This is not a gradual change. It is a hard reset, a definitive line drawn in the sand between who you were and who you are becoming. The accumulated debt of 1,000 weak mornings, the anxiety, the lost potential, the quiet hum of dissatisfaction gets paid in full starting now. Every day you began in reaction. You reinforced a neural pathway of servitude. You taught your mind that its first duty was to consume, not to create. You conditioned yourself to be a passive recipient of information, a spectator in the arena of your own life. That conditioning stops being your reality. It becomes a case study of a past self you no longer recognize. The protocol begins tomorrow at 0500 hours. Not in the morning, not when you feel like it. At 0500. Precision is the bedrock of discipline. This specific, non-negotiable time is your first act of rebellion against the tyranny of impulse. When your alarm sounds in the pre-dawn quiet, you will not have a debate with yourself. You will not negotiate for 5 more minutes. That debate was already settled tonight by the person you are choosing to be. The decision has been made. All that is left is execution. This is how you reclaim authority over your own nervous system. You remove the option of weakness. You operate on a command structure, and the first command of the day is the most important. Rise. The world is still asleep. The digital mob is still silent. In these sacred hours, you are not a consumer. You are a commander. There is no, "I'll start next week." There is no room for negotiation with mediocrity. Postponement is just a more sophisticated word for surrender. You are standing at a fork in the road, and there is no third path. To your left is the well-worn trail of comfort and ease. It is paved with distraction, instant gratification, and the hollow promise of later. It leads to a valley of regret, a place where you are haunted by the ghost of your own potential. To your right is a path you must forge yourself. It is steep, it is difficult, and it begins in the cold and the dark. This is the path of the warrior, the creator, the architect of a life of purpose. It is the path of voluntary hardship that leads to an inner fortress of unshakable strength. You either commit, fully and without reservation, to forging this new path, or you consciously accept a life of being ruled by impulse. The choice is binary. The choice is yours, and the choice is made now. To seal this command, to make it real and binding, you will perform one final action tonight. You will go to the comments section of this transmission, and you will write this exact phrase: "The forge is lit." Do not add anything else. Do not explain yourself, just those 4 words. This is not for me. This is for you. This is a psychological trigger, a public declaration that activates the principle of consistency. By writing it, you are making a contract with yourself in front of witnesses. You are telling your subconscious mind that this is not just another fleeting idea. It is a new identity you are stepping into. Each time you see that comment, you will be reminded of this moment, of this commitment. It is your first act of defiance against the old you. It is the spark that ignites the fire of your new discipline. Once you have done this, subscribe and activate all notifications. Your reconditioning has just begun, and this channel is your new training ground. We are not here to entertain you. We are here to rebuild you. We are building warriors here, not spectators. Dismissed.